I've been digesting a lot of content when it comes to, like, dominance play, so a lot of people using kink to kinda reestablish, I guess, polarity within the relationship and where they want each other to be, and one person that was talking about it was saying this book that she read tells women not to even answer the question of, like, "Which shirt should I wear today?" Like, if a man comes in and he's like, "Well, which shirt should I wear? Which tie should I wear?" Because it's, like, leaving the decision making to her, and obviously, at least for me, I think that's, like, a very extreme example of of not letting her make decisions, but it was just interesting how micro it can get within the relationships as to, like, who's leading the charge or steering the ship or whatever analogy you kinda wanna use. So, for me personally, I think that's a little bit too much. I don't I don't mind answering, like, the tie question, but it is to say we don't if you want a man to be leading with the masculine and, like, you don't want to be the leader of the relationship, then you do have to kinda be more present and, like, see what needs to be done rather than asking. Because I see a lot of that with men, especially, men that are in relationships with very high power women. It's like, "Well, what I don't know what to do. Well, what should I make for lunch? And how can I help? I don't know how to do the dishes. I don't know how to do this, that, and the other." It's like, "Make a decision, dude. Like, just do something. Start with one small decision to move forward."
Oh my God. Indecisiveness is the death of masculinity. Like the second that you're like, I don't know, even with little things, like I think the example that you gave was a bit of an extreme because actually, when a man is asking for your opinion on his style or something like that, it means he cares
Mhm.
about your opinion. But it's not like, hey, can you lay my clothes out for me? Or hey, can you choose which lunch I need to pack? Like that's a totally different thing where he's pushing her then into the mother role.
Mhm.
But I totally agree with you that I think even better too, as opposed to just like letting him lead, inviting him to lead. I saw a really great video by Steven Speaks where he's talking about a lot of women now are demanding, not inviting, and demand puts up a man's offense, and invitation allows him to come forward and nurture you, to lead you.
Mhm.
So the example that he gave was something like, hey, you got to take me out on a date and you got to take care of me and do all this. I need my man to do this for me. And it's kind of like, whoa, whoa, I don't want to do that. You know, like you're so hard.
It's
It's not
aggressive.
soft at all. As opposed to saying something like, how would you feel about taking care of the woman you love?
Mhm.
How would you feel about, you know, treating your woman to a date? It's just like a totally different energy. And it's an invitation. It's not a command. It's an invitation. So inviting him to be a leader in your relationship as opposed to demanding him and saying that you have to wear the pants is like you subconsciously wanting to control the relationship and wearing the pants yourself.
Mm. That's interesting. Do you find that there's like a recurring theme or like a common trauma that you see with a lot of your male clients, whether it's so my guess would be like healing the mother wound specifically when it comes to like feminism. And I think we're seeing a shift in that now, which is like blame the guy for everything. And we prop up women so much that we're not remembering our men and our boys almost like that's what it feels like to me as like a mom of two boys. It's like the future is female, it's all of these things for women, but there's no resources or encouragement for men anymore. And then the argument is like, well, they've always had it. It's like, no, my kids are 3. What do you mean they've always had it? Like, you can't retroactively go back from maybe bad behavior in the past and then punish the current generation of young boys for that. That makes no sense to me.
100%. 100%. I can totally agree with that. And I would also say it's not like they were encouraged before or, treated kindly. Like we weren't as conscious, we weren't as open, and everything was just rough and tough. It's kind of like we've just awoken now to the fact that all of us can have feelings and emotions, and we're always trying to solve the problem by punishment.
Mhm.
And punishment is not something that invites love or peace or togetherness between the two genders, which is really what we need in order to create the understanding that we desire. So I completely agree with that.